Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be taking a look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers injury report for their Week 17 matchup versus the New Orleans Saints. This is obviously a very important game for the Bucs because if they win, they're in the playoffs. So yeah, this is pretty much the most important game of the year for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. And looking at the injury report, there are a couple of things worth paying attention to. Two specific guys worth paying attention to. That is Shaq Barrett, the Bucs star edge rushing linebacker, and Carlton Davis, their number one cornerback, who are both not participating in Wednesday's practice due to a groin injury for Barrett and a concussion for Carlton Davis, who had both sustained these injuries in their most recent win versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they are at least somewhat questionable going forward in this upcoming game against the Saints. Now, we're obviously going to know a lot more in the following days, and we'll probably have a couple of updates on this, but Thursday and Friday are going to be worth paying attention to for both these guys. Of course, concussions, a very, very serious injury, understandably so. So Carlton Davis is definitely not a guarantee to play in this upcoming game. That is going to be one worth paying a lot of attention to see if Carlton Davis can go or not. He has played very well against the Saints in the past, and he would be sorely missed in this incredibly important matchup if he cannot go. You would, of course, look for guys like Jamel Dean and Zion McCollum to step up as the Bucs' number two cornerbacks if Davis can't go. Dean's been up and down throughout this year. Zion McCollum has been sneakily good for the Bucs, so obviously those two guys can step up if you need them to, but of course, as I said, Carlton Davis plays very well against the Saints, and he would be sorely missed if he could not go. In the case of Shaq Barrett, a groin injury, look, the Bucs pass rush has already struggled a little bit this year at times. In fact, I would say more than a little bit. They have just flat out struggled at times to get consistent pressure. Yes, you have Kalijah Kancey doing some good things. Yes, you have Yaya Diaby doing some great things, but it's always going to help to get as many guys out there as you can get. Shaq Barrett is still the top dollar guy for this Bucs pass rush, so you want him out there. He is still good at getting pressure. He's still good at getting after the quarterback and helping other guys get opportunities. So he would be a guy that would be missed if he can't go out there. And these are the two worth paying attention to, right? No disrespect to Ko Keefe or Mike Green or Raheem Jarrett. By the way, it seems like Raheem Jarrett might be getting back into the fold from the IR, from the quad injury that he had sustained earlier in the year. But it seems like a lot of these guys definitely have better chances to go than Barrett and Carlton Davis, especially Carlton Davis with that concussion. It's a very serious injury, should be taken very seriously, and we're going to have to wait and see how they go. On the other side of things, I mean, you have a very long list of guys who are dinged up for the Saints. Ryan Ramczyk did not participate in practice. You had Jimmy Graham on a rest day. You have Cam Jordan, their star D-end, limited. You have Eric McCoy starting center, limited. You have Chris Olave starting wide receiver, limited. You have Peyton Turner. T.O., don't necessarily know. I assume it's a toe injury if I had to guess, but he was also limited. So it's not a situation of the Saints also being a team that isn't dealing with guys banged up or injuries along those lines. They have a lot more guys on their list, but the Bucs have two pretty important guys here with Shaq Barrett, with Carlton Davis. And by the way, in the case of Shaq Barrett, if he can't go, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka is going to have a lot more on his plate. Yaya Diaby is going to have a lot more on his plate. At that point, Yaya Diaby would be your number one outside edge rushing linebacker. I don't care what the depth chart would say. He's your most consistent guy at that point. Anthony Nelson would also be a guy who would be getting plenty of more playing time. And he's shown some flashes in games this year, but he's also fallen to the wayside and been a little bit quiet in situations also. This would also mean that you'd be relying more on Kalijah Kancey, on Vita Vea, on guys probably like Will Golston in that mix, maybe Devin White getting a little bit more pressure inside as well. Those would be some of the guys who would need to step up as pass rushers in the case of Barrett to give the Bucs defense more juice, to give the Bucs defense more life. Those are some of the guys that you would need to see step up. But That's the injury report right now, folks. If anything changes, obviously we'll probably make a separate video talking about that. But pay attention to Shaq Barrett. Pay attention, especially to Carlton Davis, with him being in the concussion protocol and whatnot. But it seems like the Bucs are pretty healthy besides that, which is a good thing, which is a great thing, I would even say. It's a fantastic thing. In the most important game of the year, you want to be as healthy as possible. And the Bucs, aside from a couple of those banged up starters, looks like they are relatively healthy, all things considered. So what do you guys think about this injury report? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. And as always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.